Most people hear the words AI agent and picture a robot doing everything by itself. Let me make this much simpler. An AI agent is a system you give a job, the information for that job, the tools it is allowed to use, and a clear place where it has to stop and show you what happened. That is it. In this video, I am going to break that down like we are sitting next to each other. No code, no tech language. And by the end, you will be able to look at any AI tool and ask one useful question. Is this actually doing a job, or is it just giving me another answer? Start with the difference between a question and a job. A question is, what should I post today? You type it, the AI gives you an idea, and the conversation is finished unless you ask for another turn. A job sounds different. Every Monday, look at the approved notes for my business. Find the 3 topics that matter this week. Draft the posts in my voice and bring them back for review. That second instruction has a destination. It tells the system what to do, what information to look at, what to create, and what happens before anything goes public. A chatbot can help you think through the job. An agent is the setup that can move the job forward. Those are related, but they are not the same thing. Here's the analogy I want you to remember. Imagine your business has a front desk. A chatbot is like a helpful person standing there waiting for you to ask a question. You say, "What came in today?" They answer. You say, "Sort it." They sort it. You say, "Draft a response." They draft it. Helpful, yes, but you are still calling out every next instruction. An agent is the front desk system you set up with a job description, the right files, access to specific tools, rules for what it may touch, and a routine for handing work back to you. It can look at the incoming work, decide which step comes next, do the safe parts, and come back when it reaches a decision it is not allowed to make. The person is not the magic. The setup is what makes the work repeatable. When you hear the word agent, look for 4 visible layers. First, there is a goal. What job is this thing responsible for? Second, there is context. What does it need to know about your business, your customer, your voice, and the current situation? Third, there are tools. Can it read a folder, search an approved source, prepare a document, or update a system that you have connected? And fourth, there is a decision loop. It looks at the goal, gathers what it needs, takes a step, checks the result, and decides whether it can continue or needs you. If all you have is a text box that gives you a paragraph, that may be useful, but those other layers have not automatically appeared. You have to build them on purpose. Now let us make the setup even more practical. A useful beginner agent has 6 parts. 1. A job statement written in plain language. 2. An identity, so it knows what role it is playing and what is outside its lane. 3. Memory and business context, so you are not pasting the same backstory into every conversation. 4. Tools, but only the tools it actually needs. 5. Boundaries, including what always requires your approval. And 6. Proof. The agent needs a way to tell you what it read, what it changed, what it created, and what it left alone. Most people start with the personality. They spend an hour naming the agent and choosing a style. That can be fun, but personality is not the foundation. A clear job and a safe receipt are the foundation. Let us use a simple example for a small service business. The job is not run my marketing. That is too big. The job is every Friday prepare next week's content ideas for review. The agent reads one approved folder of notes. It checks the offer and the audience it is supposed to speak to. It groups ideas into teach, proof, and invitation. It drafts a short outline for each idea. Then it creates a review sheet that says where each idea came from and what still needs a decision. Notice what the agent did not do. It did not publish. It did not invent a customer story. It did not change the offer because it had an opinion. It prepared a work packet and stopped. That is what a small agent job looks like when you can actually see the boundaries. So what can an AI agent do for you today? It can organize information, research inside approved sources, turn a process into steps, prepare drafts, compare options, keep a recurring checklist, and bring exceptions to your attention. It can be the first pass on work that repeats. What can it not do? It cannot know what you never gave it. It cannot make a risky decision safe just because it sounds confident. It cannot access a tool it was never connected to. And it cannot guarantee that a result is correct without a checking step. This is where the phrase autonomous can confuse people. Autonomous does not mean unsupervised. It means the system can handle more of the middle of the job without waiting for you after every tiny step. You still decide what it is allowed to do. Before you trust an agent, give it a safety pattern. Read before write. Draft before send. Ask before spending money, changing a public page, contacting a customer, or making a claim that affects your reputation. Keep one approved source of truth for important business facts. Give the agent a place to save its work, a place to save its logs, and a way to recover if the computer restarts or the wrong thing changes. Then test it with a normal example, a missing information example, and a refusal example. You want to see what it does when the road is clear, what it does when something is incomplete, and whether it knows how to stop. The goal is not to make the agent nervous. The goal is to make the handoff clear. Start with one repeated job. Make the goal clear. Give the agent the context and tools it needs. Set the approval stop. Then check the receipt. In the next video, we will compare agents, chatbots, and automations.